basics are as follows. And like I said, when you're watching this video, there's going to be some rules which I tell you which are ironclad and can't be broken, and sometimes there's exceptions to the rules. I've read a lot of the manosphere bullshit, and sometimes they say, if you fuck her on the first date, she ain't worth shit. That's not true. I've had girls who I fucked on the first date who weren't worth shit, and I've had girls who I fucked on the first date I was with for 2 or 3 years, and they were fiercely loyal to me, and they were fantastic girlfriends. So that is a rule which has exceptions. But there are some rules with no exceptions. Like, oh, my girl has male friends, they're just her friend. No, not allowed. That is a rule that can never, ever, ever, that cannot be broken. If you got your chick on lock and she's in love with you, she ain't interested in talking to no other fucking dude about Game of Thrones or some dumb shit. She's interested in talking to you and you only. So, like I said, I'm going to do a lot of talking here, and what I want you to do is pay a lot of attention, and especially pause this video. If I'm giving you examples, I'm talking about things, try and apply them to your own life, or where you've tried things in your own life or your own current situation, and see how they fit. I'm very open for questions, comments. If you have any particular questions or comments you want to come at me with, drop me an email. There's no problem at all. So we're going to start at the very, very beginning, which is the overview of the sexual marketplace that we currently live in. We currently live in a sexual marketplace which is extremely difficult for men. And it is getting harder and harder. It is not getting easier. It's getting harder and harder. Because women, biologically, are programmed to share an alpha male. Now I say this, and this is what's actually interesting to me, a lot of the manosphere stuff, the 21 convention stuff, all this shit is talking about how women are wrong and women need to be fixed. I don't necessarily think that's the case. If you can position yourself in the correct place, you'll have more than enough women. So by the way the sexual marketplace works is, if you're in the wrong place, you don't have enough women, but if you're in the right place, you have too many women. I have more women than I can see. By the time I've fucked all the girls I need to fuck to keep my normal rotation going, I don't have time to go on a date. Every night is planned. Every night I'm looking at my phone and I've got 4 choices, and I'm like, where am I going to stay? And that's not just because I've got money, because it's been like this before I had money. I've had money for 6, 7 years. It was exactly the same before I had money. I've always had too many women, because I understand where to position myself. So the first thing I want you guys to do is, a lot of this red pill stuff is anti-women, the way that women are hypergamous, and they don't like the way the world works, and women only want this, and that, and it's really negative. You are not going to be successful with girls if you hate girls. You need to get that shit out of your head, and you've got to change your mindset where you don't like how women think. I don't like how women think, women do this, women do that. Women think a particular way, and that's fine. If you know the rules to the game, if you can bend the rules, or you can put yourself in the right position so that the rules of the game favor you, then you should be very happy women think a particular way. So like I said, a lot of this red pill stuff is trying to change the way women think, trying to say that women think a certain way and this is wrong, and like there's a new convention coming out, 22 convention, Make Women Great Again, about how to make women great. If women were completely fair like men and every woman just got with one guy, then where's the fun in being a G? Where's the fun in having all these chicks? Well, how come I have so many? I only have so many because there's a whole bunch of dudes out there with none. That's the way the world works. So I'm going to teach you to be in my position. So you need to get rid of any hate or resentment you have towards women. Get rid of that shit out there. That's the first thing you've got to do. When you understand women better, you'll understand why they do what they do, and you'll understand how to position yourself so it suits you. So the sexual marketplace is very difficult for men. And the reason it's difficult for men is because men have one weapon in the battle for sex. And that is attention. All you can give a female is attention. Right. I'm going to take my jacket off quickly. Before I take my jacket off, let me just remind you this watch costs 30 grand. If that upsets you, get your money up. So all you have is your attention. So the basics of the sexual marketplace are as follows. You give your attention to a woman to get sex. And the woman gives you her sex to keep getting your attention. Attention into sex, sex into attention. That's how it works. Men give their attention to get sex. Women give sex to get attention. That's how it should work. But the reason the sexual marketplace is so fucked is because there's too many women out there who get attention without giving sex. So previously, not too long ago, men didn't give a fuck about a girl they weren't banging. They didn't care. Why would you care about a girl you don't fuck? She ain't nothing to you. You don't see her. But now with Instagram, you got girls with millions of followers. Millions of men are giving her validation. Millions of men are liking her comments and liking her posts and commenting on her shit and telling her she's beautiful. And she fucks 0 of them. So that skewed up the whole thing. Now it's all fucked. Because you got chicks getting unlimited male attention without having to give it their sex out. And that's why the sexual marketplace is getting difficult. Because it's the whole fucking game, the fair equation has been completely skewed. Male attention is suffering from hyperinflation. Whereas male attention isn't worth shit anymore. 50, 60 years ago, if you were talking to a girl or you took her on a date or you bought her flowers, it meant something. Buy a bitch flowers now, she doesn't give a fuck. What the fuck does she care? She gets unlimited inboxes in her fucking Instagram. She can get flowers anytime she wants. She doesn't fucking care. None of that means anything. So that's the sexual marketplace. So the number one game as a man is you need to attach some value to your attention. Your attention has to become more valuable. Because you have 2 choices. I'm assuming you motherfuckers are smart. I don't know all of you who've bought this. I know some of you have bought this. Some of you might be dumb. But if something hyperinflates, the choices are as follows. Imagine a currency. If a currency hyperinflates, you either do something to restore the value of that currency, or you give a lot more currency to get what you want. So my question to you is, if male attention's in hyperinflation, do you want to give loads more attention to try and get laid? Or do you want to attach a value to your attention so that you don't have to give very much at all, but you get what you want? The problem with giving loads more is you might not get laid. And then guess where you end up? The fucking friend zone.
It's complicated.
I'm single, guys. I'm single.
Holy
What? Oh, no. We're really good friends.
I took her here, I drove her there, I took her to the movies. Every time she called me, I was there. Every time she felt sad, I was there. And this bitch is sitting there going, well, he's there anytime I want him and I don't have to fuck him, so why would I fuck him? And she ends up fucking some guy who doesn't give a shit about her, and you're sitting there going, why would she fuck the guy who clearly doesn't like her? Because the guy who doesn't like her, his attention has a value because she can't get it very easily. Just like a currency, the only attention, anything only has a value through scarcity. So when you want to attach a value to your attention, you have to limit the attention you give a female. You cannot be running through the earth, throwing attention everywhere for fucking free, and expect a girl to give a shit that she's getting any. If she knows you give attention to every hoe that walks, she doesn't give a fuck about your attention. That's the reality. This is why girls like bad boys. It's not because bad boys are assholes. Well, partially it's because bad boys are assholes, but it's not actually the fact they're assholes. It's the fact that they'll tell the girl to fuck off. Or they'll say to a girl, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Or they know that getting attention from this particular man isn't free and easy. This guy will get rid of, he's giving me attention and he got rid of that other girl, or he ignores that girl, but he talks to me. That is value. So the number one thing you want to do in the current sexual marketplace is attach value to your attention. So, how do you do that? Now, this is where we're going to get into internal factors, factors you can do as a person, and external factors. There are a lot of factors you can't control. I don't want to fucking, what's the shitty expression? Teach grandmother to suck eggs or some dumb shit. I don't want to state the obvious. But obviously, if you have a profile as a high value male, your attention is instinctively more valuable. So we're talking about attaching value to your attention, and we're going to do that by limiting your attention. But you can also attach value to your attention with the obvious things you already know. Go to the gym, get in shape, dress well, have money, all these basic things. But I'm not here to tell you that because that doesn't help you. You bought this course on how to get girls. I can't sit here and go get a Lambo because that ain't a fucking answer. That's stupid. But I'm saying if you do those things, it will absolutely help you because it makes you a higher value person. It means, and a girl's more interested in you because you're saying, well, a lot of the time it just sparks their curiosity. My experience with money is that girls don't care about money, but they care about how you've made it. Girls don't care about money, but they're like, where did he get this money from? They're curious about it. So it's some intrigue there. And with intrigue, your attention once again increases. So those are all the things you already know. If you don't know to go to the gym, get some money, well then you're an idiot. You know all these things, so we're not going to talk about them. We're going to talk about the things you can do without increasing your bank balance. So, increasing the value of your attention. So as follows. I don't know your current situation, but I guarantee there's a bunch of girls in your phone who you're talking to or attempting to talk to who you've never fucked and you never stand a chance of fucking. Why are you talking to her? Why are you giving your attention away for free? Why are you devaluing yourself? And that's a mistake. So for this reason, anytime we're giving our attention to a woman, we need to aim for progression. Progression towards the end goal. If you find a woman sexually attractive, I know the fucking modern world tells you that's a bad thing, but it's not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with finding a woman attractive, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to sleep with a woman. There's nothing wrong with that. That is your end goal. And every move you make, every bit of attention you give, has to be progressing towards that goal. You cannot just flounder in a sea of giving out your attention. You end up in the fucking friend zone. So, like I said, just like with the bakery example, there's a million things I need to teach you guys. I need to teach you guys approaching bitches on the street. I need to teach you guys how to do things in the club. And teaching these things without experience is extremely difficult. So to keep this easy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some ironclad steps that you can do in the next 2 weeks so you can fuck a bitch, brand new girl you never fucked, so you know that I know what I'm talking about. Because a lot of this stuff I need to show you in person. There's a lot of other modules, etc. But we're going to keep this very simple. We live in the world of the internet. So, first thing you can do to start getting laid today is your number one tool to get laid is Instagram. Instagram is the new dating fucking app. Fuck Tinder. I mean, Tinder's okay. The problem with Tinder is, if you're going to do Tinder enough, you'll swipe, you'll get some girls. But every girl on Tinder has fucked someone else. Tinder's been around for 4 years now. They fucked dudes from Tinder before. You know, only real ratchet assholes are left on there, really. Maybe if they're newly single or something. You might find something good on Tinder. I've done it. I found good girls on Tinder. But in general, what you want is Instagram. The reason Instagram's so fantastic is because women sit on Instagram all fucking day. The only problem with Instagram is that they get unlimited inboxes from guys saying bullshit. So how do you make your inbox more appealing than anyone else's inbox? So we're going to talk about some inbox game, if that's the thing. First thing you need to do is sort out your Instagram page. You can see on my Instagram, I have my particular angle, and that is money, obviously. I play the fighter thing. And also, what I try and do with every single post is a degree of intrigue. Intrigue is super important in the sexual marketplace because intrigue, it attaches a value to your attention because you instantly become interesting. So imagine you work in Starbucks. You work in Starbucks. If a girl says, "What do?" You can say, "I work in Starbucks." Or you can say, I was high level at Starbucks, I was high level management, and now they put me in as a mystery worker. I'm making this shit up off the top of my fucking head. I'm telling you what I do if I work at Starbucks. And the girl will be like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "Oh, well, I was high level management, and then what they do is they send me around to different Starbucks stores to just work as a normal person, but what I have to do is report back to the high level management about how the store is being run, and if the manager's competent, and then all of a sudden you sound like a fucking spy. You're now James Bond of Starbucks. You were a barista loser, now you're James Bond. That's how you got to put a spin on things. Really, I've never heard of that. So of course, if you heard of it, then it wouldn't work. No one knows about it. So I moved from store to store. Now all of a sudden you're an interesting person. Bam. You got to put a spin on things. Then you're sitting there thinking, well, if I say that, maybe she's going to expect me to have money. No, she doesn't. Oh, so you get paid a lot. Oh yeah, I get paid good money, but I'm looking after my cousin. She had a car crash. Or I'm putting my cousin through college. Make up some bullshit. Look, we live in a world where you cannot play fair anymore. When you walk down the streets nowadays and someone wants to mug you, it can't be, all right, let's have a fair duel, one-on-one. If you win, you get... There's no more fair. People are going to run up from behind and stab you. You can't play fair anymore with violence or in the sexual marketplace. You can't play fair. If you work in Starbucks and you are broke, you now are high-level management on a secret Starbucks mission to find the worst Starbucks employees as a spy, and the reason you have no money is because you're putting your sick cousin through college. That is how you have to play the game. All of a sudden, you're an interesting person. From a barista to James Bond, the philanthropist. That's how you got to be doing things. So whatever your job is now, it may be a little bit interesting, but I guarantee you can put a spin on it. And one of the most important things you can do is never give away all the information. Because there is nothing as interesting that you can say as what she can think of herself. So girls ask me all the time what I do. I do loads of different things. I don't tell them. I say, oh yeah, I'm just working. Why? Working doing what? So I'm just making money. That's the answer. They sit there and think, is he an assassin? Is he a spy? Is he this? How come he has this car? Let them go through all the crazy ideas in their head, because they'll settle on the one they like the most. No matter what I make up or what lie I tell, it's not going to be as interesting as what they can imagine it could be. So you need to have some intrigue there. Don't be afraid to put a spin on your shit. That's the first thing. And your Instagram page needs to reflect that. My Instagram page very clearly makes me look like Russian mob, millionaire, pure gangster. Is that true? Yeah. But still, it's done in a very particular way so that when girls look at my page, they go, who the fuck is this dude? Like, where's he getting this? Why is he there? I'm tagged in all these weird locations. What's he doing? And also, there's a very fine line here. You got to be careful. But I have girls on my Instagram page. Because I'm telling you this, no girl wants to fuck the guy that doesn't get girls. They all want to fuck the guy that other girls want to fuck. Because women are purely fucking evil when it comes to taking a guy off other dudes. A guy off other chicks. They love that shit. So you don't want to do too much. You don't want to try and be like a budget Dan Bilzerian. But you do want to make it clear that you roll with chicks. Especially hot ones. Even if she's your friend or some shit. Put a picture on there. Ain't gonna hurt you. Who's she? Oh, someone I know. Once again, intrigue. Your girlfriend? I didn't say she was